Hi. Then is next one is Mandala offering of Unborn Dharmadhatu or Mandala of the Dharmakaya. Generally speaking, here is Unborn Dharmakaya, Dharmadhatus, and Dharmadhatu and Dharmakaya is it's not kind of different, and Dharmadhatu and generally and the Dharmakaya is like more specific, and but here is we talking about unborn Dharmadhatu. This one is quite very important. Actually, we say unborn Dharmadhatu is our own primordial wisdom. And also unborn Dharmadhatus. When you look at the Dharmadhatu, and Dharma is the phenomena, Dhatu is the essence of the phenomena, qualities of the phenomena. And then it's like unborn dhatus, and essence of the phenomena, unborn, never born, no, then it's never died. And maybe we can do a little bit kind of to put habitual tendencies. I mean, some of you are already studied unborn nature. And what does it mean? Here is the open, the Mandala basis representing unborn absolute space. That's right, absolute space. It's a Dharmadhatu, it is a Sanskrit. Absolute space is translated. Absolute like space. And this also is absolute space means exaggerated. Why you can't say this? Dharmadhatu or the Dharmakaya is our primordial wisdom, that makes no distinctions whatsoever between samsara, nirvana, good and bad. And also doesn't fall into the bias of the existence and no existence, so on. Therefore, we call the unborn absolute space. And this one is existence or the no existence. Exist and no existence. Maybe we can to look at the things, what you perceive, form, smell, taste, any kind of your 5 faculties received the 5 desirables. If you more are close, more are to near, more investigate, it's become rootless, groundless. Where is come from? Where is abiding? Where is going? Very difficult to say. And above it says single tests. The single test, single point is absolute space. Absolute space, the meaning it is the essence nature of the phenomena. Phenomena means included ourselves. We can to look at ourselves, to look at your own self. Where you come from, where you are abiding, where you are going. How it is where I'm living, where I'm abiding. If you say, I cannot analyze, these things are what I see, what I hear, what I touch, they are existence, really realities. How I can to more analyze? Why you say the absolute space? Absolute, then looks like space. The example is together. Absolute, for instance, like space. Space hasn't got shape, color, dimension. There's no distinctions between samsara, nirvana, exist, no existence. But from the space, everything is arise. Actually, space is become the human beings, space is become mountain, space is become the lake, space is become the ocean, space is become the mountain mirror, space is become the cardinal continent. All the living beings, whatever existence, is no different than the space. Space is the yourself. Yourself is the space. Maybe you are laughing, ha 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 ha. I'm not space. I have nose, I have eye, I have ear, I have mouth, I have a body, I have family, I have a house. And how I can to say I'm like space? That is your diluted mind's point of view, is like this. Then actually, when you are more analyzed, inconceivable, how you can to say I am like not like space. Your is like a present moment, your body, speech, mind, where is come from, where is abiding, where is goes. Then it's like say it is like this. Yes, it is like this. But then is someone's maybe may think, then how it is like emptiness. Yes, you can to say emptiness. But here is the example is not saying the emptiness, maybe more nice. Absolute, how it is, all like space. Then is why is example is space. Space is everything. You meditate on any kind of yourself externally in you like same as space, then how you can to meditate, how you can to focus on it, which kind of color, body, shape, you don't know how it is. And also is we do not analyze, very difficult to understand unborn, absolute space. But as much as you can, that is the best offerings, best offering to your teacher and to all the Buddhas past, present, futures. When you analyze like this is the best offerings. And it's like kind of the everything is to recognize Unborn Dharmakaya, absolute space. Then you can to offer it. And also it's like absolute space. Absolute space. And all whatever everything's and existence in the samsara and nirvanas, these are the display of the absolute space. The space, the movement of the space is beings, space of the movement of universal. That is actually reality is like this. Then it's some time to think that, to meditate on it, try, analyze. Then it's this meditation you can to offer to your teacher and your like kind of the deities. It's the best. And in this concerning absolute space perspective, there's no need to any purified, no need to any accumulated. And now absolute spaces never cover over any obscurations. Any kind of the dirty of the samsaric disturbing emotions never damaged, Therefore, we say absolute like space. When you look at the space, maybe there are the dirty pollution and clouds, beings never make dirty for the space. In the space, there may be clean, but how you can to clean space? Space unchanged, unborn. Space all the time is like this. Existence, no existence. You can't say like this. And whatever we see, we can't hear. We are here, we are universal, talking about cardinal continent and subcontinent, and you are talking about goddess and seven attributes, so on, so on. So many, multitude, your appearances. This is the power of that absolute space. Nothing else. And also when you look at the oceans has a lot of power waves, big, small, but wave is not different ocean is not different wave. Ocean comes from the wave comes from the ocean, wave abiding in the ocean, wave dissolves into the ocean. In the space can occur the inconceivable, universal, untalkable continent. Existence can occur, can come, can appear. Also, they are abiding in the space, dissolved into the space. When they dissolve into the space, no trade, no nothing left. Because whatever things are the power of the absolute space. If you thinking like this, that is the best offering of the Dharmakaya. This meditate like this, offering to your teacher, best. You know, we say it's like, oh, I offer it to something, my teacher, to make the pleased. We have three kinds of the offerings: body, belonging, and virtues. Best offering is the virtues, and the most best offering is meditate on the unborn absolute space. That is the best. Teachers give teachings years, hours. The purpose is student should to know about the unborn absolute space. Teacher, we call the teachers. Why we call the teachers? To have the experience, realization of the unborn absolute space. That is the forever happiness or permanent or the reality of the phenomena. No need go further that. No space. That is the absolute space. This is the near us in our body, our verb, in our mind. Particularly in our mind. Do you have a little bit conceptually certainty? If you haven't got any certainty of the event conceptually, you should to study more. Study. Unborn absolute space. When you say like this, then something clear is coming. Unborn absolute space. How you introduced by your teachers. Yeah. Phenomena. Everything is like this. Your inner understanding, certainty, realizations occurring, inconceivable feeling. We call the first bhumi of the path of the seeings, joyful self. Extraordinary, because you are first times you realize that this absolute space, unborn. This kind of depends on yourself, really ourselves. Very important. We are studying now just silly way, kind of thinking many different way, not really to study something very funny things, no necessary things. And crucial point, it is the need realized unborn absolute space. Yesterday in the book say, maybe we are on the path of the accumulations. We need to understand conceptually, reasonably, logically, certainty in our mind, unborn absolute space. If you have doubt, if you are not, you should go to the more ask to the teachers. Then if you be in your retreat place, you need to meditate on it. That is the best mandala. And place pile representing the four visions and whatever thoughts arise. Offer them to your teacher and the deities of the Dharmakayas. Therefore, this is the Dharmakaya's offerings. It's the wonderful, unborn absolute space. There are the kind of the spontaneous four visions. Four visions, direct, the unborn absolute space. What does it mean? Whatever occur externally or inner your thoughts, everything is the power of the absolute space. You recognize that, then you have realization, understanding of no activity thing. Nothing need reject, because in that point of view, what you need to reject, the nature or the absolute space is permeated. What you need to collect, accepting, because that is your nature of your mind. Is you already in doubt, or you already in that inside absolute space. That is like kind of the direct vision. You increase second vision increase and more clearly. And then certainly everything is same as the absolute space. You see the horrible things. Hell, hunger ghost, curse. Any kind of. You haven't got any aversion, any need to ideas to reject. Sickness, adverse conditions, obscurations, disturb emotions, inners. Nothing need to reject. For your perspective, increase means everything is pure, perfect. Then maybe you meditate on it more and more. Then everything you understand, your vision is the power or discipline, the movement of the, not different of the absolute space. Totally united. Totally equanimities, totally same test, single-pointedness. And this kind of the vision, you can call the third. And then you are kind of the completely involved, like kind of the dissolved into that unborn absolute space. Whatever you see, hear, thought, things not different the absolute space. This we call the exhaustion vision, fourth one. This like spontaneous occurring, you put on top of that unborn absolute space. Then you offering to your teacher. Maybe in that perspective, unborn absolute space in your mind, the essence of your mind, that is the representative of your absolute teacher. You meditate on it, and that perspective, whatever the movement, it's automatic, naturally offered to this ultimate absolute teachers. The creation is fast, quickly. Accumulation married is one moment. You know, it's ancient times. Ngondro Rinpoche, some student, like Trong Moham Gombo, Garab Dorjis, those kind of, maybe some is student. When is teachers to showing the relative teachers, showing like kind of symbolic or something, they understood absolute unborn teacher of their own mind. Then it's immediately. And maybe it's those great realizations, maybe beginning very much evil, killer, murderers. But then certainly they changed. And also not only changed, certainly they immediately realized that unborn absolute space, they become the Buddha. This is the best offering. Absolute offerings. It's very much necessary. And also, this is the offering of the spatial or the unborn mandala of Dharmadhatu or Dharmakayas. And these titles, maybe last time Masha we talking about the spatial mandala of unborn mandala Dharmakaya, maybe that is okay. Maybe we changed mandala of the unborn Dharmadhatu according to the Tibetan Chuying's it's here is like sometimes they translate unborn absolute space. And here is like to say this is like a spatial mandala of the Dharmakaya. And that means it's like when you are talking about the mandalas, then maybe it's like Dharmakayas. When you're talking about Dharmakaya and Dharmadhatu, Dharmadhatu's movement, power, discipline is Dharmakaya. And their perspective is a spatial mandala of the Dharmakaya. Maybe it's good. And for this mandala offering of the three kayas, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Dharmakaya's offering mandalas. Maintain a clean idea of all these instructions for the practice and repeat with devotion the prayer beginnings. And it's very important to know about the three type of the mandala offerings. Like Nirmanakaya mandalas, like a more dualistic perspective, dualistic mind's perspective. And we are like making the distinctions. We are not offering the samsaras. We are like kind of the more nirvana, pure, and all good things. More dualistic, more ordinary viewpoint. And also it's like the Sambhogakaya's mandala, a little bit more advantageous. Maybe it is like kind of the thinking. Also, it's like ourselves, we are living in the pure land of the Buddha Shakyamuni. It is the pure land of the Sambhogakayas. More kind of the concerning pure perceptions and more advantageous thinking about the five spatial, the Buddha fields. This like kind of the clearly idea of these instructions into our minds. And then it's like Dharmakayas, more advantageous. And here is not very much more detail, very, very simple. And to say it's like a small things, but maybe that is very advantageous. And then actually everything is offering to. Good, bad, samsara, nirvana, positive, negative. And in the point of view of the absolute space, unborn absolute space, there's nothing distinctions. Everything is you can do offerings. And then same times, also we need repeat with the devotions. Devotion prayer begins. Devotion is a very important, like kind of the recalling. And you are like kind of teachers telling to you the meaning of the unborn absolute space. Maybe you're conceptual to understand, but if you haven't got devotion to your teacher or to the unborn natural absolute space, it's very difficult. Almost it is like impossible. Then is how it is like kind of, we are talking about when you are studying, you're thinking about unborn absolute space. This is become the direct to your course, realization of the unborn natural space of the mind. Then it's like the devotion, faith. Devotion is the contributory condition or supporting conditions. This can make the condition in order to realize that your nature of the realities. Without devotion, very difficult. Devote to your teacher and to your particularly your absolute teacher of the unborn absolute space. Therefore, in the beginning, in the middle, when you are offering the Dharmakayas, mandalas, to thinking of the realities, whatever occurring discipline from the Dharmakaya, Dharmadhatu, everything is you offer to the is a absolute to teacher. That is the best. Like this, then you need to recite and your kind of the pray. Om Ahom, the cosmos of the billion universal, the field of 1,000 million word. This is in the Longchen Nyinthik Ngondro. You know, Om Ahom, Tonsan Jigme Chokyi, Ranchen Nadan Lamin Jorbi, Ton Dolu Longchen Par Yombri, Chujun Kolu Yerba, Sotop Shops. That is the Nirmanakaya. Mumutupoko Pienkam Singipang Abdelonk. Then second is the Sambokakaya, and then is the Dharmakaya mandalas. And this you need to recite with your devotion, and if you are good practitioners, you account these prayers quite longer, and you need to recite 100,000. That ones. And also when you are doing this, and later we can to say it's like this. Maybe it's the, but then it's everybody's well known. When you are counting, maybe even the Om Tonsan Jikten Hieva Tojihim. You Longchen Nyinthik this. I think it's like a kind of the thumb, like 7 piled to do in the here. First you do the longer one. You put the iron everything, and then you can take out on your lap. And then after you are counting, maybe here is mala and he is holding mala and with this one, and to do then your thumbs normally is thumb like kind of the 7 piles in the middle. Now it's like you need to offerings. Eastern is here, Western's here. You are living in the Western, holding mandala because you are offering to like this, and then in the middle, and then is the east, south, and then west and north, the 5. And then is the sun is here, east, and the moon is here. For example, sun is you put in the eastern, and sun is eastern and eastern. Moon is like a kind of western north, and sun and the moon. And then you can to take out. And Oma Tonson Jiten Hieva Toji, Renchen Natan Lamin Jorvito, Dolu Long Huchi Parion, but Chuyun Kolu Yorosoto, like this. Then you finish it, do like this. Or later there is one prayer, Sayi Pushi Shushi Meto, Rally Yinidi Jem, Sonji Hin the Mikte Provine, Rokanam Dohin La Shupash. This one also, Sayi Pushi Shushi Meto, Rally Yinidi Jem, Sonji Hin the Mikte Provine. Rokanam Dohin La Shupash. So you count like this. Do you understand? This is the east, in the west, and north, and south and north. You are living in the western direction, is the eastern, because you need to offering. And when you are like a point is middle, east, south, and western and north. And then sun is the eastern eastern, and the moon is like kind of the western. Then it's more easy. And sometimes western is, that means it's like both sides shine, like you do like this. I think is here is the western. Do you understand? Western and western, because it's, if you put western eastern, that means moon is also shine. And you put the sun is the eastern, and the moon is sun. If you put the sun is like kind of the east western, then it's already like sun setting like this. That is clearly and like this. Okay, good boy. And then it's like while you are the counting the number of the offering you make. This is like kind of when you are counting the number of the offerings. Maybe you can do, yesterday there's Ian, she asked which one is recite. You can to recite this longer Longchen Nyinthik 100,000 is the best. If not, then you can do there's short Sayu push, okay? To hold the mandala bases in your left hand and leaving the offering you made the first time still on it. And that means it's like the holding this on, as I showed you. That means it's like this, and then Sayu push one prayers or Oma Tonson Jiten Hieva Toji. Once like the prayers, you can do like there's to, well, it's like offered, like you need to left hand holding, right hand offering your mandala first times, like candle still on it means. And if you are like pray the Longchen Nyinthik Ngondro or Tonson Jiten, then you can do slowly. You know, in the middle, east, and the south, west, north, and east, and the west, and then you can do slowly to take. When you are recite the Saji push, is a little bit fast, you know. Saji push, a little bit you need to learn to fast the Saji push. Then it's like this: you offered, and then you take out. You only a little bit cunning, and you put like this, okay? Someone is like doing the you when you are doing Sahibuchi method, not very good. Sahibuchi method, this kind of not very good. You should to do like put the 7 piles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, and it's necessary. And for the each recitation of the text added on pile with your right hand, And that is like kind of the pile, it's like kind of rice and these things. And then it's like with your right hand, and practice with prevents holding up the mandala bases until your arm ache so much that they can no longer keep it up. And also sometimes, they do. Someone put here, like this is very much free, and they do like this. Here is talking about you should holding like this. Never put on the here or something. Here is also saying like if you are holding like this, holding up the mandala's bases until your arm aches, you are like pain, maybe sometimes you cannot holding this one. And until there, you cannot to put on the like some else. And also here is more talking about to bear hardship and perceive courageously for the sake of the Dharma means more than just going without food. It's true. Sometimes when we practice like Dharma, or I go to in the retreat place, maybe very cold, no food, something that is like a kind of the hardship, ascetic. It is not that. And also this sort of also is very much hardship. It's like your purifications, holding like this, not putting in the lap or in the some nice place, and then is to offering to the mandalas. But to holding like this, maybe is like kind of your hand or the arms very much pain, but still you are doing. This is also is like for encouragement of Dharma or the diligently practice Dharma. Not only kind of there's no food, then it's like this. That means it's like Buddha Shakyamuni, he went to retreat, he haven't got food. And he says, there's no food, if you die, it's not good. Too much like without food is also extremes, not good. Need to survive. Like this, like only like kind of without eating things is not only Dharma. Physically to a little to be diligent, that is very important. And also it says, if it means always being determined to complete any practice that is difficult to do, whatever the kind of the circumstances. And also any kind of, wherever you be, whatever you do, any kind of the place or the times, when we are complete this, like kind of the doing, and determinedly we need it, determined mind, like kind of like determined minders, like say, I understand Dharma, now I want to really to practice Dharma. Like kind of a little bit difficult things for Dharma, you don't mind to care. Generally, how much we putting effort, diligent, for some as collecting the negative things. It is true. We put effort a lot, whole our life, collect all negative things, then finally we are going to again and again and samsara. Now we understood what is right and so wrong, and from the teachers telling to us the correct one, incorrect one. And we make the distinctions that, and we need to be ourselves honest. direct. It is not the benefit of the teachers. Absolutely, we need to think ourselves. We need. I myself is like this. Sometimes one way I practice, maybe it's like kind of front of the teacher, or I need to tell to the teacher. Sometimes or next time is maybe when I see again teacher, maybe I am ashamed like this. But actually, teachers we don't need. And if we don't need, why teacher needed? Teacher, of course, very kind and compassionate, concerning to us. But if we don't to practice Dharma, don't think these things are useless, I cannot do, I don't want to do, I cannot to practice kind of diligence. Okay. And we are like later, we're going to hell, not teachers going to hell. Teacher, his path, his own destinations. And even the like kind of the we don't do nothing, Buddha and Bodhisattvas cannot do the teachers. What can they do us? Or the Buddha medicines, mother is dying. Mother said, you are Buddha medicine. Can you help me for my death? Mom, I told you longer times you should to meditate. I told you everything, so you don't to practice, don't study. Now, how I can to help? It is the truth. We need to take our own responsibilities. To sometimes we become very silly, Thinking is very silly, doing is very silly, like me. And then it's like kind of not doing seriously. When we are looked, we're talking about the Mandala offerings, kind of the Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya. Actually, everything is benefit our individual, your mind. Those things, no necessary Buddha and Bodhisattvas. Why we need this for ourselves, sake of ours. I'm thinking the benefit for the sentient beings. Yes, you're thinking about sentient beings, but if you are yourself is not perfect, ourselves not perfect, how we can to help to the other sentient beings? Impossible. If you need to help other sentient beings, you need to become perfect. Therefore, we are urging, begging to say, quickly become enlightenment. If you be enlightenment, then automatically you purified your obscurations more and more, you become more gentle, more benefit. Lesser disturbing emotions, benefit for automatically to others. If you don't practice Dharma, you don't correct, you don't apply all the teachings yourself, you follow your own ideas, your own characteristics, you think, I am the superiors, I know everything, I'm a good person, all others, actually you are not like this. We are not like this. I'm thinking all the time like this, all the time's fake, failing, wrong. If I am good, how much is benefit for the sentient beings? That is necessary. Not very much benefit, even your families, not much benefit. Then where is the benefit? We look at ourselves, how much we changed. Nothing changed, then nothing Mandala's defect. Talking about Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya, Mandala's just useless. Some is artificially to do. Artificial activities never succeeded. Fake, cheating, manipulating, doing things front of the teacher, and says, I already done something, and looks like the front of the teachers, very much Dharma practitioners, but beside we never changed, then it's not much benefit. Therefore, all the time is to put our own self, proof, evidence. We say it's like you yourself to evidence. You yourself not shame. You yourself is not embarrassed. You yourself you have improved. Then is your teacher is automatically happy. Best offerings. In the behind, what you do when we do ourselves. Buddha and Bodhisattvas cannot to cheat, and we are like kind of prevent, how do you say, hypocritical way. I did like this, millions. I did 1,000. I recite like this. I meditate on this. I'm good. You are not really good. How is like can cheat to the Buddha and Bodhisattvas? And therefore, we need to be a little diligent, and also it's like kind of the courage and prove ourselves. And also it says, practice like this, and doing so you will acquire tremendous amount of merit through your patience and effort. And if you are direct, honest, determinedly to practice the Dharma, for instance, like doing the Mandala offerings, through this you're like kind of the patience and effort, there's tremendous amount of the merit, inconceivable merit, and inconceivable merit, accumulation of merit and wisdom is naturally occurring. We can to say Dharmakaya, the Sambhogakayas, the Nirmanakaya's offerings, you are visualize all this threefold of the billions universal, but also sometimes you have the view of the unborn absolute space. Then sometimes you are doing the true accumulations. And also when you are offering to the Sambhogakayas, all the pure lands fill up of all the good things. And this is like kind of your offering, sometimes enhanced by the view of the unborn absolute space. And you are doing sometimes to accumulation, merit and wisdoms. Of course, in the Dharmakayas, most it is maintain the accumulation, merit of the wisdoms, understood the natural, unborn, absolute space. Whatever occur, good, bad, positive, negative, samsara, your offerings. This already enhanced by the view of unborn natural spaces. Then it's like you do any kind of three kayas mandalas, you have like this idea, there's tremendous amount of the merit. Maybe you put a lot of effort, patient, diligent, a lot of accumulation merit. Oh, like this. Thank you very much your attention. And diligent. Okay, maybe we can to stop there. And do you have any questions? No question.
Dinner.
Okay, dinner.
Thank you very much. I have two questions.
Okay.
The first question is about the four vision. I am not understand what does it mean, four vision.
Okay, four vision, maybe we can to study more. The four vision is direct vision, increased vision, complete vision, and exhaustive vision. In the teaching of the more great perfections, and these details maybe later. Okay.
And can I ask the second question?
Mm.
I not understand the moment about the space. For me, for example, all stuff and things arise in space, but not from space. For example, the fish when in the ocean, the fish and ocean is different.
Wave is come from ocean, or wave is living in the ocean.
No, for example, the wave in ocean, it is they make from one material. It is the water. But when we speak about the space and the stuff and things, it is different for me because the space is empty, the stuff is exist. How can the stuff arise from the space?
Yes. For example, maybe we can say, when you look at the cloud, so big cloud, and suddenly disappeared into the space. Where?
The cloud is space is different. The cloud is have the form, the space have no form.
Okay. Maybe you need to more check, okay? And this is the example. I think it's without any tiny atoms, without space, any atom particles never existence. Then can you more check, okay? Yes, good question. This you need to more analyze. In the relative point of view, it's like this, okay? But absolute point is not, they're not different, but maybe you need to more analyze. Okay, other questions? Eden, yes?
Hello, Rinpoche. I have two questions. First is about this one. Here said that our large universe with billions of volts is the body of Buddha Shakyamuni. So, but there is said that there will be there are 1,000 Buddhas in our Kalpa, and there will be other Buddhas. For example, the next one is Buddha Maitri. So, how does this correspond?
Don't worry. During the Buddha Shakyamuni, he using this. And Buddha Kashyapani, he already used. And the Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha Mitrayas, in the future Buddhas using. And this is like kind of the periods like this.
But is it the same universe or?
Yeah, maybe yes. But universal sentient beings is completely different. Kashyapani's universe, Kashyapani during that time, for instance, last year's universe, last year's Buddha, last year's sentient being, already gone, yes? Never exist now.
But we're still talking about Buddha Shakyamuni universe, yes?
Yeah. The Buddha Shakyamuni is during this period. When Buddha Shakyamuni's activity, teachings, everything disappeared, then there's no anymore, yes?
No anymore this universe?
No, but universe there is. This universe is how you can to say it's like the existence.
But there is some, like here said, Buddha Shakyamuni universe, or not?
I'm not sure. But universe, the size is numbered exactly the same, but different Buddhas appear, and this duration is a similarity, but completely different.
Okay, maybe I'll try to think about it.
Yes, you
and,
think maybe you can look at your picture, okay? When you are 2 years old and now what is the difference?
I look different.
Oh yes, when you are 3 years, your bodies, you never carry the continue. All the times different. Each second, each month, each year, you have different body, mind, body, your
Is that true?
Okay, then you can look at the universe is like this. Also, sentient beings, whatever exists, sentient beings, how it comes now.
They're different.
Yeah, like this. Okay.
And I have another question. I want to clarify a little bit about this mandala offering. So each time when we want to accumulate mandala, we need to at first make this 37 elements mandala, yes, and what should we do with this mandala? Just destroy and start to accumulate the short one?
Yes. Offering mandala is like this. First, you settle one prayer, 37 element, the offerings, and then after you can to take out. Like this, you begin it done everything. So do you understand? And you done everything to put like this. And then after maybe or then you can to put like this to rise into your lap. And these are the to put here, and then you can to calculate the counting.
Okay, thank you for your answers.
Okay, now other questions? No question, yes? Dharma City, who has?
Hi, Rinpoche.
Hi.
I have one question.
Yes.
When we do the accomplishment mandala set on the altar, do we recite anything?
Recite, yes, it says there's some prayers, but not the end of the like you set it, maybe you have some other things, okay? Same as Saji Puchu Metotan, then you can offer it.
Okay, so we can recite the Saji Puchu.
Yeah, and also Tonson Jikten here, the Longchen Nyinthik Ngondro recite this one.
And then put the accomplishment mandala.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We had one question from Matthew. You can.
Yes, good morning. You said that absolute space is beyond all distinction of good and bad.
Yes.
But to attain the realization, we need to distinguish good and bad. How do you resolve this contradiction?
This is not contradictions. If you realize that this unborn absolute space, your perspective like this, equal everything, but others' perspective, yes, you have because you are omniscient.
That was all from Dharmasiti. Thank you.
Okay. Senior?
Hello, Michelle.
Hi.
I'd like to know, in case of the concept of Nirmanakaya, it also we consider for all the sentient beings in this realm of gravity, density, of forms. So all of us are kind of Nirmanakaya, or this concept is only for those who has some realization, like the masters, Nirmanakaya, those who came to help others beings. Did you understand the question?
What you are talking about mandalas or?
I'm talking about the concept of Nirmanakaya. That is not exactly clear for me. Could we say that us, for example, are Nirmanakaya, or we call Nirmanakaya only those sacred beings, those beings who got embodiment for helping all sentient beings?
When you are talking about the Nirmanakaya, okay? When you're talking about Nirmanakaya, it's a yes. This is superior, so someone is like came to the particularly to help sentient beings. And you are talking about reincarnation. Okay, reincarnation is everybody, all the sentient beings.
Okay, thank you, La.
Okay, we stop there. Okay. What? Okay.
Mihoi Kameyama. In my house, after I use rice for my mandala, I offer it to the birds, the sparrows. They fly to my balcony to take it. I'm not sure if it would be good for them if I dyed the rice with saffron. What should be my priority? Should I dye the rice yellow and make a better offering to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, or should I leave the white rice to make it more delicious
I
to
think
the birds?
it's saffrons. It's not dyed for the birds. Maybe no problem.
Thank you. And Alex Lipatkin says, bows and thanks to precious Rinpoche. Kempo Nawang Pelzang, in the commentary of Kundala Mishalong, speaks of the unity of the two accumulations in connection with yoga with images and yoga without images, the fruit of which are the deities of the three families. Please provide an explanation for this if possible.
Which fruit?
Unity of two accumulations in connection with yoga.
Which yoga? No, I mean, it's like when you are reading the Kampo Ngeon Parson, it's a commentary of the Patrul Rinpoche. It's very, very good. There is very much detail about the three kayas offerings, okay? And also it's talking about the Sutayanas, Mantrayanas, also the Maha, and at the how to yogis. And this maybe you can to there's more detailed, but you need to specifically your questions, what the yogi, what does it mean? Can you say? It's not clearly. Okay. It's very good to read the if you have this Kambangaon Parsons Konsolam notes. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Other question?
Adrian Barudel asks what to do against wrong views on the infinite nature of our mind.
Wrong views. Yes, more study, okay? Very good. Wrong view is good. No wrong views, then there's no analyzed object. When you have wrong views, then you can to analyze. Maybe your wrong view is also wrong. And then you can to correct. Okay, thank you very much for your patience and see you tomorrow. Take care. Shoncho Sancho Rinpoche, Mashi Panan Shejurch, Hipanyambam, Koni Kondo Pera Sho, Shoncho Sandoman, Shoncho Shula Yorato, Sonji Namjin, Dutjili Napoma Sho, Shoncho Semba Namjin, Rodan Tula Gondo, Shongombo in the Congo, Sempian Nalan, Danger Sho, Sempian Tamchi, Dedo Danger, Nando Tamchi Todo. Shoncho Semba Konda Sayu Patela Kanjum Halan Dupera Sho.